So I am making this recording because I said I would be vulnerable. And I noticed myself thinking, this is the thoughts I'm having today, what I'm dealing with, it would be vulnerable for me to share those. And I thought, yeah, I don't want to share that. That's not something I want to share with people. And I thought, wow, that's what there is to share. So here I am reluctantly making a video to tell you what's happening over here with me. On this journey, this part of my journey, I could subtitle or give a chapter title, Tara's Cancer Journey, right? In my larger journey of life. And what I'm noticing today's Friday, September 10th. I was scheduled to have chemo 2 days ago on Wednesday, and it got rescheduled because of insurance. And it's just about medication being available or not, and the insurance covers a brand name rather than the whatever identical, aka generic. And so they didn't have that available, and so they moved me to Monday, which actually really works for insurance too, apparently. And I don't understand that. I'm in the dark about insurance, but insurance is paying for things. So that's all I need to know right now, I guess. So what I've been noticing in the past 2 days, well, first let me just say this. Going into chemo on Wednesday, I was ready, and I packed some food, and somebody gave me a beautiful blanket, and I was taking all that stuff with me, and I was going in empowered. And then now there's 2 days later, and it's like, whoa, I'm definitely not empowered about this right now. So what I've been thinking about is like, how am I going to feel after this chemo? And then really thinking about like, how did I feel last time? I didn't feel good. And definitely the prednisone was part of the worst of it, but I also know that people respond differently to chemo, and the majority of people, each time they get chemo, they feel a little worse, or a lot worse. And sometimes for some people it's kind of hit and miss, and they respond differently each time. One time they may have a lot of side effects, or just be really tired, or just not feel good. And then the next time, maybe not a lot happens. But I've just been concerned about that today. Maybe a little bit yesterday, and today it was more. And today I was doing something in the living room. We have a mirror in the living room. And I stood up and looked at the mirror and saw my bald head, and I was expecting to see hair, and so I had a moment there. And later on, I was kind of just chilling, watching a movie. And I went to like touch my head, and I was like, I hate my head. And I was like, whoa. And so what might, I guess in a way I'm concerned about the people viewing this and what they think is going on with me, with most videos that I make. Like, I know there's people that want to know how am I really doing. There's a cat at the door. And so that's part of why I'm making this video. It looks to some people like in some of the videos, even the head shaving video, like, wow, she's handling this really well. And I am. I really am. And I'm also being honest with myself about what's going on and how I feel and what I'm thinking about. And I think that's an important piece to anything you're dealing with in life. She said, I want to be on camera. There she is. The baby of a rescued kitty. The unexpected offspring. Because I didn't know how it worked with cats, and they can get pregnant really young. Her name is Jupiter, which in Greek is Zeus. I don't want to ignore the reality. I don't want to ignore the reality of what is happening, And I don't mean like there's cancer, there's medicines, and there's massive life change. I'm not talking about the obvious. I'm talking about the stuff that you can't see, the stuff that I could probably ignore and pretend isn't happening. Like there's some digestive issues, mild, but worth noting. What I want to tell you also is the way that I'm dealing with the thoughts that I'm having, where I'm going, oh, I don't know how I feel about doing chemo. On Monday. I'm not feeling great about it. It seems like there's a really high possibility of feeling worse than I did the first time. And I know that chemo is toxic, and so I have all that awareness, and I also feel right now, well, let's just say I have a number of chemo that in my mind I know that I'm supposed to do. And it's not like me mentally figuring anything out. I haven't Googled anything. I haven't looked anything up. I haven't really talked to anybody about details. I'm not really concerned right now about whether or not I'm going to heal, because I know I'm going to heal. I don't know how else to say that. I just know. And like how this is going to get completely resolved. So that's just what's going on. So how do I deal with that? Okay, so in meditation, there's something called becoming the witness or becoming the observer. There might be other ways to say it. But if you've never meditated, then try meditating, and then what I'm going to explain will make sense. And if you have meditated, I'm sure that you've experienced the busyness of your mind. You know, you're like, oh, I'm going to meditate. And then you sit down to meditate, and it's like, oh, I've been sitting here forever, and it's like 1 minute has passed. Yeah. That's because you are experiencing yourself as your mind. And then as you practice meditation, it's really just to put some space between your thoughts. That's it. It lets your mind stop dealing with everything going on out here. And it just lets you rest quietly. It doesn't have to fall into any religious rules or anything like that. It can just be taking time out. And so as you do that, you just kind of rest and you get some space between your thoughts. As you start doing that practice, there will come a moment when you become the observer of yourself or of your mind, rather than being your mind. And that is really peaceful. And that's called becoming the witness, becoming the observer. And so how I deal with these thoughts that come through my mind is I notice them. I observe the thoughts. And I let them be. I just choose to be okay with my concern. It's okay to be concerned about putting toxic shit in your body. It's okay to be concerned about not feeling good. It's okay to not like your head. It's okay. And I think that allows me to have peace in a place where if I did not know how to do that, it would probably consume me, at least for parts of my day. But because I can just notice it and say, yeah, I just thought, man, I don't like this balding head with these short hairs that I wish would just fall out. It's okay that I feel a slight dread about Monday's chemo. And I'd say those are my main concerns right now. So when I observe those thoughts and just let them be, the I that I am, like the real me, not the thoughts. The thoughts aren't me. They're just thoughts. The I that I am. Words really cannot convey this. Who I really am knows that those are just thoughts. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. Let me just say it in the way that I could say it. So where does concern lie? That's the question to answer. If I'm concerned about something, who's really concerned? Is the true I, right? Like the soul that I am? Or is it the human, like in the world of ego and identifying myself? I'm gonna stop right there. Thank you for watching. I love you. I hope your life is wonderful. When I came in here to do this recording, I laughed as soon as I turned the camera on because Buzz and the camo shirt, yeah. My camo shirt is kind of confusing because camouflaged, I think you'd automatically be like, oh, yeah, Republican. But then when you read the shirt and it talks about this Kings Canyon in California, you think, oh, California, Democrat. It's a very confusing shirt.